Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the cheapest BMW in the country. Before we get into things, make sure to hit the like button. It really does help me out and it's greatly appreciated. Now then, I am determined to get this car fixed in this video. So what do we already know? We know that we have a fuel pressure problem. We have a lot of fuel related pressure fault codes. We have already done things like test to make sure that the in-tank pump is getting power to it. It is. It appears to be powering up. We have already removed it for inspection. Everything looks okay with it, but it is the original pump. This is a 2005 car, so that pump is 17 years old now. We have tested the fuel rail pressure. We know we are getting enough pressure from the high pressure fuel pump, so we don't think it is a high pressure fuel pump error, but we do know that the pre-supply pump that sits underneath the car is very noisy. Now, could that be the problem, or could that just be a symptom for a blockage or something else related in the fuel system? Now, what we are going to be doing today is replacing the fuel filter. As you can see, I have a genuine Bosch fuel filter here. Now, I really don't think this is going to fix our issue, but the previous owner actually replaced the fuel filter. I inspected it last time. It was installed correctly and all the rest of it, but it was an off-brand one. I couldn't see any manufacturer on it, so I am just going to swap that out as a first port of call. I would have done this anyway. Like I said, I don't think it's going to fix our issue, but first thing we'll do is get this swapped out. Okay, so of course the fuel filter is the canister at the front. This right here, that is the fuel pump. That is what we suspect as being noisy. The previous owner actually replaced this, but it's another used part. I'm going to try and see if I can see a manufacturer on it or a build date once we have the filter swapped out. Both of the Jubilee clamps removed. Should have had to pop these pipes off. Should have some fuel spill out here. No fuel spilling out. Okay then, so original fuel filter removed. Obviously nice new shiny Bosch one next to it as well. Can't notice too many differences. They both seem to have this indentation ring on, although it is less pronounced on the, I guess, aftermarket one. They seem to be the exact same length. I know different years have different length fuel filters, but these appear to be the same. Obviously this one has flow written in an arrow, which makes it a little bit easier to not have it the wrong way around, but they both say out on the end of it. Now obviously this one has a different foam holder. I believe this is the proper one. I don't know what this is off these foam pieces here, but maybe they were supplied with the filter, I don't know. But yeah, I guess we should get this one installed and see if we notice any difference whatsoever. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything, but we'll get it installed anyway. As you can see, nice new shiny Bosch filter now in place. I guess we should just fire the car up and see if we notice any difference. Now obviously one of the problems that we was experiencing was a long cranking before it finally decides to fire up. Now because we have just installed a new fuel filter, obviously we're going to have air in the system. That needs to be bled out. I can do it with ISTA, but I really don't want to go over that whole procedure again. I just want to just prime the fuel pump a few times and then the air should bleed out automatically. So yeah, just going to put the ignition on 5 or 6 times or so, and then we'll go ahead and fire it up. One thing I have noticed though, this fuel pump still seems pretty loud. Now, if you're wondering what kind of noise is coming from the in-tank pump, this is it. a very quiet humming, and you probably wouldn't even hear that if the back bench was in. Okay, so I have cycled the ignition on and off 5 or 6 times now, so we should be ready to start. Again, that fuel pump underneath the car is very noisy, but yeah, I guess we should just try and fire it up anyway. Here goes. So we've started, which is always good. So I've left it running for a minute or two, everything still seems fine. Obviously the problem that we was having before was it would just cut out, you know, randomly, so it's not even when it's up to temperature, it could be after 2 minutes, it could be after 20 minutes, after half an hour, you just don't know. So I guess what we'll do is turn the engine off and see if it fires straight up. We have the long cranking again, we know we haven't fixed our issue. I mean, that seemed to fire up pretty quick actually. Let's try it again. Yeah, that seemed to fire up like pretty much straight away. I'm not convinced that we have fixed the issue though. We've been here way too many times before where we're like, yes, we've fixed it, and it was only a simple, cheap fix, but yeah, I think we should just take it for a little bit of a test drive and hopefully it doesn't die. Wish me luck. So, just to get up the road, and bear in mind this is the longest test drive I've ever taken it on. It didn't die. As you can maybe hear, it's still running, and yeah, I don't know what to do. This is the best it has performed yet. It's just strange. It can't just be a fuel filter. I know it's not going to be that. Right, let's turn it off. Let's wait a few seconds. That fuel pump is still noisy. Let's see if it fires up straight away again. I mean, that was pretty quick, right? Oh, this is strange. I need to go grab Ista, see if we have any fault codes. Okay, so just deleted the existing fault codes and ran another test. This is what we were greeted with. So still have fault codes for all 4 glow plugs, that's more than likely the glow plug module, but we still have a fault for rail pressure monitoring on engine start, which is strange because it seems to start like a lot better now. So let's turn it off. Again, that fuel pump is still pretty noisy, but it seems to like fire right up now. So yeah, a bit strange how we're still having that fault code, but I think we are getting somewhere. Okay, so the car has been running for, I don't know, half an hour now, and I cannot seem to get it to die like it was before. I've taken it up and down the road a whole bunch of times, and yeah, seems to drive fine. No like stuttering, no symptoms of it wanting to stall or anything like that. So I don't know, have we fixed it? I guess time will tell, but like, it doesn't want to die at the moment, so maybe we have fixed it, I don't know. But I have noticed we have another issue now. Let me show you. So, look underneath here, can you hear that rattle? Look how close, oh, you're not even going to be able to see that, but the exhaust is so close to the undershield. So I think the downpipe, the flexi, has either completely failed or it is on its way you know, to being completely failed. I did actually have that on a previous E46, so that may be something that we have to replace again on this car as well. You are not going to believe it. Literally, the second that I switched the camera off, the car just died. We haven't fixed the problem. Let's see what happens now when we go to fire it up. I can't hear that fuel pump at all now. That fuel pump under the floor, I can't even hear that at all now. Has it completely died? It's fired up. And it's died again. That fuel pump is completely dead now underneath the car. Yep, absolutely nothing coming from that fuel pump now. So that's definitely dead. Okay, why can I now hear that fuel pump? It's gone back to being noisy again. And it starts up. That is so strange. Well, here we are again. We thought we had fixed the issue. It turns out we haven't, and we actually have more problems now. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm not going to try and fix this on a budget. I just want to get it fixed now, to be honest. So I've ordered a new pre-supply pump and a new in-tank pump. The in-tank pump is a Heller one, and the pre-supply pump is a, why has it eluded me? It's a Peerberg one, so legit pumps, you know, not cheap Chinese ones. There's no point installing cheap Chinese pumps because they may last a little bit of time, but they're not going to last as long as the original, so you may as well get OEM or OEM equivalents. So yeah, I've got to wait for them to arrive. They are being shipped from Germany, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know yet. But I think I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, we now have a potential issue with the exhaust. I had a feeling that it was blowing because there was quite a bit of diesel exhaust fume smells at the front of the car, and obviously you shouldn't have that at the front. And I know from previous experience, those downpipe where it has the flexi joint, they do break off, and you can either weld them, you know, put a new flexi in place, or you can just replace the whole downpipe On the previous E46, I just replaced the whole downpipe. I think it was only like 100 and something pound. And obviously then you can scrap the original cap and you should probably get most of your money back. So I may just go ahead and do that. But it now means more work to do on the car. With regards to the glow plugs, I mean, I don't know, it's difficult. I keep going back and forth with this because if it was a trader, you know, they buy this car, they want to make a quick bit of profit on it, they wouldn't even bother doing it. But I know that there's fault codes there. I know that that glow plug module isn't working as it should, and so it should be replaced along with all 4 glow plugs. Now, is it going to stop the car from starting? No, definitely not. But when it comes to winter time, you know, the colder months, it may be a bit harder to start. You know, you're probably going to have to crank it for longer. And when it starts to get to, you know, -5, -10, which realistically is probably not going to get to that in this country. But if it does, then that's when you may have issues, you know, trying to get it started. So I don't know. I think I've just got to fix the car properly is basically what I'm saying. I know we're probably going to be sacrificing a bit of profit, but even if I can make a tiny slim margin on this, I think it's got to be done. I can't leave these problems on a car. I want the next owner to have a good, reliable, safe car. I don't want to, not only do I not want to build up a bad reputation for myself, but you know, I'm not a trader. I don't need to maximize profit and, you know, try and squeeze every little penny out of cars. So I am going to probably, like I said, sacrifice profit a little bit, but I need to fix these issues. Yeah, where does that leave us then? Obviously, like I said, I need to wait for the pumps to arrive. I think there must be an issue with that pre-supply pump. The fact that it kind of died and then came back to life, there must be an issue with it. I figured I may as well at the same time replace the in-tank pump, because I don't want to replace the pre-supply pump then find out it was actually the in-tank pump. So I'm just going to get them both done at the same time, and then I think that should fix the issue if I'm being honest. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't the result that we were hoping for, but on to the next one I suppose. Please give it a like anyway, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!